To introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Gotta keep it a secret.
Hey man, let me ask you something, man. You ever had one of them days where you felt like you might have got rid of all the bad seeds in your life? You know what I mean? Like you just got your paycheck, paid off a car note or something, just jumped out the shower feeling fresh in a mother with your good shoes on. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean like paid off a Cadillac car note?
Like a Cadillac, like you ready to throw a party, like call everybody you know. Don't even plan it, just do it.
In Compton, we call that spur of the moment.
Well, let's do it. Spur of the moment. What up?
Well, you can bring the drinks a little more my way.
More, I say, on another hot, sunny California day. Just touched down, called up my 818 for a date with some other bus downs, and I cruised up the block, car loosed up the top. I take the breeze, quick break the feel good as we flipping through the Rob report. My baby mama ain't tripping on child support.
Because she can't support that garbage, she should come pay homage. When we pair 'em, we gon' share 'em. When I'm finished, we all switch. I ain't really got the time, y'all. I'm chillin' with Luda, Chris, Stop and Twist the got me feeling like this is it. If we gon' party, we gon' sip. We got a bar, we all in shape. We gon' go far, you can't stop the car. We on the freeway, if you get out, you burn. You would've thought you would've learned me when my hair was all permed. I think y'all bullshit.
Welcome in, happy Thursday. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, this is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines. You know I'm giving it to you. Translating all the mess. Connecting the dots. Presenting the receipts. You know what, Andy? I think that we should have a DJ Quick dedication night.
I'm all for it.
So we get into that because we celebrated his birthday, right? Quick's birthday was the other day.
I'm not too sure.
Did we say that? Maybe not. Maybe I'm lying. But no, we did. Quick's birthday was recently, I feel like. We shouted him out.
Double check.
We're going to double check that. I might be lying though. But it's Ludacris's birthday. So happy birthday, Luda. That's a Quick and Luda collaboration. So big ups to him. Listen, tonight we have a lot to get into. But first, we have to acknowledge that it is 9/11. And, you know, it has been, 24 years since that happened? And we'd like to think that we've come so far, but have we? You know, but the fight continues. So, still remembering all those that lost their life that day. But tonight, we're serving culture straight up with no chaser, right? We got Broadway legends spilling tea. Some questions about Ciara and Russ. There's always questions about Ciara and Russ. You know how that is. And, a little Real House of Atlanta debate happening in the comments. You know how it goes down. Listen, before we get into that, I also have to say happy birthday to Taraji P. Henson. She turns 55 today. Shout out to the Academy Award winner, the legendary actress, aging like fine wine. What? Y'all kicking Taraji out because she's over 30? I'm going back to the Paul Pierce conversation. You're not. Stop it.
Paul Pierce is a hurt man.
He is. But that's another conversation for another day. Although a lot of the comments told me I was being unrealistic in thinking that men really wanted women over 30. They told me I didn't know what I was talking about.
What men are they talking about? And what age group are we talking about?
These are
and
grown men. These are grown black men. Grown black men, adults, 40 and up. Yeah. I'm not talking about the youngsters, but the great question you said is, who are these black men? Because exactly, do we necessarily care? But hey, we welcome all opinions here. So do what you do. All right, Power fans, right? They have announced that casting is complete for the Origin series that is coming after the season 5 final season of Raising Kanan. So they have their Ghost and their Tommy. Spence Moore, you've seen him in Creed 3, Brilliant Minds, All-American. He's your Ghost. And Charlie Mann, he's in The Watchers. He's Tommy. So you can go check that out on Instagram. Of course, Mekhi Curtis is going to be reprising his role as Kanan Stark. And the trailer has dropped for the final season of Force. And if you know, you need to tap into that season because it is the kickoff of the next iteration of Power that will be featuring Tommy and Tariq. So, it's all lining up. It's getting out there. And lastly, you know that we've been talking a lot about Young Thug's leaked jail calls and how they got out there, who's responsible, et cetera, et cetera. Well, the Cobb County Jail has banned further requests to access those records, right? We know leaked audio included disses at Glorilla, Kendrick, Lil Durk, Andre 3000, confessions about cheating on Mariah the Scientist. The audio is old, obviously. The requests are old because Thug's lawyers put in a request to have that shut down as soon as the first leaks came out with Mariah saying, am I your baby? So, someone's being strategic in how they are releasing these things, but, it's closed now, but the damage is already done. So we'll see what happens. And one last thing. NBA YoungBoy Tour took over Los Angeles this week. And I don't know if you guys have seen any footage from this. NBA YoungBoy's a rapper, if you're not connected. He has a child. Well, he has a lot of kids. But he has a child with Yaya Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather's daughter. Floyd Mayweather Jr., his daughter. But I don't know if you've seen any of the videos, but it is a ton of young guys taking their shirts off with dreads, going crazy. I saw somebody in the comments say, this is like Beyonce for the YNs. And I fell out. But it really was a movement. I don't know that I recall seeing, guy fans get that active over a rapper in a very long time. Like swaths of young guys with their shirts off, shaking their dreads and getting off to NBA YoungBoy's music. So, shout out to that. Listen, when we come forward, more trending topics and headlines, we're going to get into the details of Loretta Devine and more.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
With With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte. Let's preserve Black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from Black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, Black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of Black land lost before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling Black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic Black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandlost.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit Theater continues our legendary talent contest with the courageous, the curvaceous Dreamex.
It's the Dreamex! The Dreamex! Move, move, move right out of my life. Move, move, move right out of my life.
You better move, move. You're stepping on my heart. I said move, move. You're tearing it apart. Please move. Oh, what am I gonna do? My heart is breaking up over you.
Welcome back in. It's Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And you know Andy is always on theme. So we are talking Dreamgirls, both the original Broadway play as well as the film that came out in 2005, I believe that was? 2005, yeah. So if you weren't aware, the original, 2006. So the original Broadway play featured Sheryl Ralph as Dina Jones.
Hold on, Jill.
Yes.
You got pleasantries.
Oh, you are right. You had me so hyped with the Dreamgirl soundtrack. I really do love that soundtrack, like as a kid, that I almost lost my manners, right? Because we have VIPs in the building. So tonight, I am not breaking down these topics alone. I am joined by producer, host, civil activist, all of the things. Yolanda Davidson, the biased opinion on Instagram. You know, she shares her very direct opinion on all things, including, politics, celebrity topics, pop culture. And she's joining me tonight to break this down. Now, if you want to get involved, 800-920-1580, you know how that goes down. Of course, we got the YouTube chat going. The chat be chatting. They're already chatting right now. So you can jump in there, download the app. There's all types of new things going on. We have a wellness hub, right? Because we care. So you can go and take a look at that. And of course, follow us on social media. Slow it down, girl. KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill. Now that we've taken care of all of that, Dreamgirls, the original, early 80s, right? Sheryl Ralph, the diva, as Dina Jones, Jennifer Hudson as Effie, and in the role of Lorelai,
Holliday.
I said Jennifer Hudson. Jumped to 2006. Jennifer Holliday. Thank you very much. The originator.
The originator.
You know, the
The Voice.
Tony Award winning. Yeah.
The Voice.
Look, I was a little kid when I saw her perform that. You don't know anything about those type of feelings or emotions that she was singing about that age. And I remember being moved. Like, that's a voice. That's power. And Loretta Devine was Lorelai, right? And we know the musical went on to win so many awards, and there's lots of comparison it spawned. Mary Wilson of the original Supremes to write her own book titled Dreamgirl, My Life as a Supreme. Couple of years later, there's a lot of tea in that book. Go check it out if you want old school Motown tea and such. But in a recent interview with Lena Waithe, Loretta talked about how she never expected that role to still be hanging over her all of these years later, and some interesting things that went on when it came time for the play to be turned into a film. And we'll just let you hear her thoughts.
What does it feel like to be one of the original Dreamgirls?
I had no idea that Dreamgirls would haunt us. Our whole lives, I'm like, Jesus Christ. They're doing it in Japan. I mean, they're doing it. I mean, it's a legend. It's great to be part of things that last forever.
The movie was a big deal. And it's funny because you referred to yourself as the Invisible Dream.
Right.
You were the only dream girl featured in the film.
Two divas wanted to play their part. They could play their part. Then I said, well, maybe we could be their mothers, the girls' mothers. But those parts were too small. That was not going to work for Jen or Sheryl.
What was it inside of you that said, I'll be there?
I talked to a couple of people because I didn't know if it was a good thing to even be in the movie if I wasn't playing the part I created. One of the old timers told me, girl, you better do that because if you get off at the part, then God sent it. You can't be turning down gifts. It was hard to see in a lot of ways because my character to me was always the goofy one. L'Oreal was kind of goofy. Her arms were longer than they should have been. If you watch in every correct position, she's a little off, just a little off. And the show always had the excitement of them being young and excited about being discovered. That was like the thing that was underneath it. So now this is 20 years later or so, and Sheryl has had her kids, and we're all so much older, and we can't be that little girl anymore. They had me playing this old bit of in a nightclub.
Singing I'm Changing.
Singing to Danny Glover. So it was like, okay, God, if this is what you sent it.
Well, it was a joy to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Screen
it was a joy to be a part of it in a way.
So it's interesting that they felt a little bit of maybe bitterness about the film being made all of that time later. And also interesting to note, but I guess maybe not shocking, because Sheryl Lee Ralph has always been grand in her, and I don't mean that negatively. So I don't know if Loretta meant it negatively. Well, she might have just saying it is what it is, that they were like, nope, not taking those little roles. And now, 20 years after that happened, Sheryl is now an Emmy winner, right? So I guess she knew what she was doing. Jennifer, as Yolanda mentioned to me when we were off air, just performed last night at the Hollywood Bowl at the Black Movie Soundtrack. So Hudson, not Holliday. So she's still
Holiday, not Hudson.
Yeah, my bad. Y'all got me. Holiday, not Hudson.
That's okay.
Charge it to my heart. No, my head, not my heart. Yeah, charge it to my own heart. See, everything's messed up. But Dreamgirls ran on Broadway for 1,500 performances from 1981 to 1985. It also toured. I saw it here in LA back in the 80s at the Schubert Theater with Loretta and Jennifer. Sheryl had left the production by that point. And, the film earned $155 million worldwide. Obviously, Jennifer Hudson won an Oscar. Eddie Murphy was robbed of an Oscar for his performance as Jimmy. I will sing that to the rafters.
Jimmy Womo.
He put his foot in that. They laid the blueprint. So Loretta, I feel, is also saying, put some respect on my name, because in another portion of this interview, she talked about how everything in Hollywood is fake. All of it. Everything. Right? So we can get into that another time. But Yolanda, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so first of all, respectfully, Loretta Devine's not like the nicest lady. She's kind of rude. I've seen her several times, and she was kind of like low-key nasty.
Really?
Yes. She's nothing like the roles that she plays.
I mean, I'm just like,
nothing.
I've interviewed her a time or two, and I haven't had that experience. But, you know, people can give you different versions of themselves.
She was at work.
depending
She was at work. She was at work. She was at work. So I want to start with that. But I just feel like, why would you be salty? Like, they did such an amazing job. They gave you a cameo role. They weren't going to like rewrite the story, because nothing they would have did would have made them feel better about not being young and being able to be in the movie. Because to me, I just feel like that's what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
And everyone who played the roles did I can't imagine anybody else being in the movie than who was in it. Like, it's a flawless movie. I can't think of anything that could have been added.
I mean, I think it's just the natural human emotion, right? Like, when you are a part of something, you built it, and you see someone else carrying it on kind of without you. I don't think that she has any ill will towards the film or itself. I think it's just, you know, the human emotion that sometimes happen, like, dang, because let's be clear, I'm sure there were talks in the 80s of turning it into a film then. Right? So it just, you know, Loretta has had a successful career, but, you know, maybe perhaps imagine what could have come had they have done it then. You know, so I think it's just human emotion more so than sour grapes, but, you know.
But I think that it was good that she did have a cameo role in the movie. I'm sure, like my daughter, that's her favorite movie. She probably had no idea that Loretta Devine was in the original Dreamgirls.
Right. I mean, most people don't. It's a fun throwback moment for the originators and something, you know, their way of paying homage. I feel like, you know, she just was acknowledging I had feelings a little bit, but, you know, it is what it is. I feel like the reality, though, is that in 2005, when the film was being made, Jennifer and Sheryl were like, and no thank you, right. Darling, right. A cameo for something I created? No. And here's the thing, right? I really can kind of, I can kind of understand Jennifer especially feeling that way. Jennifer Holliday about Jennifer Hudson, right? Just because that was her signature song and moment for so long, you know? But listen, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what else comes out of this, if anyone responds. But I really think it was just, you know, sometimes we get a little envious of things. And envy to me, envy and jealousy are cousins. But I think in this instance, her envy is like not the bad, you know, mean kind of envy. Just an acknowledgement of, you know, hey, I kind of felt away a little bit. Right? All right, listen, moving on a little bit. So, Miss Whoopi Goldberg, right? There's a recent video of her where she was asked about retiring. We know she's been on The View now for almost 20 years. The View has been on since the late 80s, right? And Whoopi said she can't afford to leave The View, right? Despite being on it for 18 seasons. She said, if you don't marry well, you have to keep working. And Joy Behar said something similar, like creative people don't retire. I really think that it's just more about being independent and, you know, kind of enjoys the thing. But listen, the world is crazy. Whoopi saying I got to stack my coins too, so pay attention. What's wrong, Yolanda? You don't feel like that's real?
It's like sports. My husband always says, they should just retire and let somebody else have a turn. Who's going to turn down $35 million? Nobody. Like, I don't care. They have a lot of money. They want more money. Whoopi Goldberg, I think, has one daughter and maybe one grandkid, or she's been working consistently since she's, 35, 40 years old in Hollywood.
Younger than that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Color Purple, she was probably like
in her late 20s, I think.
Well, I'll say maybe late 20s, early 30s. Either way it goes, she's had a 40-year career. She's got to be pushing up on 70.
She is.
So she's working because what else is she going to do? It
She
keeps
was
her
29.
relevant. Right. It keeps her relevant. It keeps her name in the news. She can talk about what she wants to talk about. She's the anchor of the show, and she has a lot of probably the most watched talk show on television, I think.
And
so who would just walk away?
Nobody.
I mean, Joy said she got fired 2 times by Barbara Walters. They brought her back, and I think Joy's older than Whoopi. They don't want to give.
Yeah, Joy is 80. So
yeah, they don't want to give. Nobody wants to relinquish power. It's like, we've been sitting here waiting our turns. We want to go on The View.
Look, somebody said in the chat, they said that rarely are you prepared to pass the baton, but Father Time will make you do it. That's Morris Phillips. So
agreed.
I mean, we all go through it. We might see a little, except for if you're LeBron. Because it doesn't seem like, although it feels like, I know this is a random tangent, but you brought up sports and we're talking about baton passes. It's going to be interesting since Luka's clearly crowned as the guy to see the baton pass in that sense with LeBron, because I kind of don't feel like he's ready to. But anyway, when we come forward, we're going to get into Ciara and her husband, Russ. People are always opinionated about them. And Ciara's dropped new music. Russ popped up at a press conference to ask her a question publicly that has fans saying, is this dream couple really a dream? You know how y'all do. We'll get into that when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Part of the same place. We're part of the same time. We both share the same blood. We both have the same mind. And time, we've had so much to share. No, I'm not waking up tomorrow morning and finding that there's nobody there.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Nearly 50,000 people now have cancer linked to the 9/11 attacks, a 140% jump in 5 years, according to the World Trade Center Health Program.
The toxins that we were breathing in, the work that we did down there, both physically and emotionally, it took a toll.
Bill Keegan, a Ground Zero recovery supervisor battling cancer himself, now leads Heart 9/11, a group of retired first responders who help at disasters nationwide. Black New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell has surrendered her passport after pleading not guilty to federal fraud and conspiracy charges tied to an alleged affair with her former security chief, who's also facing charges. And Maryland's Black Attorney General Anthony Brown and 20 other attorneys general secured a court order blocking Trump administration cuts to health, education, and social services for low-income families. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Slowing in Hawthorne, there's a wreck on the 105 eastbound before Prairie. It's been blocking the left lane. And delays, well, they're backing up away from the 405. Looks like they're getting everything clear to the shoulder. Beyond the crash, more slowing ahead from the 110 as you travel towards the 605. 605 northbound, we've got slowing in stretches out of Norwalk from the 105 freeway all the way to the 10. Very slow moving along that 91 eastbound. Probably the worst part is in Anaheim from Kramer Glassell to Green River. A lot of people using that because Ortega Highway is closed. Eastbound at Nichols, westbound at the candy store due to an overturned truck.
Saving money on tires and auto repair services is a big deal. That's why Big O offers a low price guarantee on tires with big deals like this. Now buy 3 select tires, get the 4th tire free with paid installation during our September to Remember now at Big O Tires.
Is this the tiger?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said the league will need clear evidence that Clippers owner Steve Ballmer violated salary cap rules before any decision is made on whether to punish Ballmer. The league is investigating Ballmer for a $28 million endorsement deal Kawhi Leonard had with a company that Ballmer invested in. A law firm has been hired by the NBA to investigate the allegations. The LA Sparks wrap up their season tonight against the Las Vegas Aces at Crypto.com. The Sparks can avoid a losing record in the WNBA for the first time in 5 years with a win tonight. The NFL announced Thursday morning that Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson will not be fined for shoving a Buffalo Bills fan during Sunday night's game in Buffalo. Jackson pushed the fan after the fan hit Baltimore wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins in the head while Hopkins was wearing his helmet. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
A body comes alive when you get real close. You gon' be surprised if I get exposed, 'cause you're like a hit of ecstasy. I can feel you all inside, and baby I'm on one tonight. Ready, set, let's go. I'm a woman.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. because Andy's always on theme. That's Ciara from her new album, Ecstasy. Now listen, we're going to get into Ciara and Russ in 1 second. But before we do, we have 2 orders of business to take care of. First, I forgot to mention, shout out to Glorilla for dropping a diss track for Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist. It's called Brianna, because if you recall, that's what he said people should be calling her when Mariah the Scientist commented that someone said that Glow resembles Rihanna. And you know Young Thug had a lot to say about that. So she's in her rapping bag, real Memphis style. So go check that freestyle out, right? Right. Big ups to her. She just, flowing with the moment. We had that conversation a little bit here about the big 3 in female rap today. Did I ask you this? And we had the conversation about, so obviously Nicki, Megan, Cardi would be most people's choices, right? But the question is, should Megan be taken off and Glorilla be placed in that right now here today? No, I don't know, because I feel like Megan's last few musical releases, and Megan can spit, but I've talked about, I don't feel as though she always selects the best producers for her stuff. But Glow been coming out with hit after hit after hit, especially if you take it all the way back to the mixtape stuff.
The only reason why I wouldn't give Glorilla that spot just yet, I just,
She doesn't have the superstar part.
No, she's a
like,
superstar.
I'm talking about branding and all the deals and stuff.
She got that, but I feel like Megan got that too. And I feel like Glorilla is just now kind of getting to that peak. Like, I want to say this might be like her second project that she dropped. Megan been popping like off the rip. So, it's no discredit to Glorilla. I just think maybe give it a couple more years. If she shows some consistency at the top of the game, then maybe. But as of right now, she's definitely knocking on the door, though. She's knocking on the door.
She doesn't get any point for how she's, been dropping blaze.
She gets a lot of points, but I need more work.
Okay.
That's it. More work. Give me another mixtape. Give me another album.
And then you'll give it to her?
Potentially.
You're not giving it to Glow?
Bro, Megan is over. Megan Thee Stallion is over.
She's just, what are you saying?
After the whole Tory Lanez thing, her career definitely is taking a nosedive. The streets are not rocking with Megan Thee Stallion. Now, she may be more pop culture. She's going to get on a Victoria's Secret one way or something. Once she lost all that weight and then that Tory Lanez thing, she's not her thick soul sister pop it anymore. She's just,
See, I disagree on that. Because I think everybody, granted, it's not music that she dropped, but her linking up with Klay Thompson, they looking at her in a positive light.
No,
now.
I know, power couple, all of that, but I'm talking about strictly
music.
Strictly music.
Yeah.
Well, when was the last time she dropped something?
Exactly. She
dropped last year. I feel like she had a couple of singles or whatever. That's my point, though. You can't remember because none of it is like really hitting.
What's the girl that goes with the guy that plays on the Celtics? Is it LMA?
LMA.
She's gonna be the next LMA. We never gonna hear from her again. She's gonna be Tamia. She's gonna
Megan's gonna be big. LMA didn't have that type of presence.
No, what I'm just saying is,
I know, but I'm saying, LMA dropped
traditionally
a new single.
when women have gotten with athletes, they set their career to the side and they go be married with them.
I can think. Ciara didn't.
Oh, look at that one.
That's one, and that's a very recent person who got with an athlete. I'm talking about in the past, the Tamias.
I can go. I mean, there's a lot, but there's some that. But then the question is too, with some of those, were they at their peak powers when the collaboration or the relationship came? Because sometimes the relationship, the professional part was already done and over with when they got the link up.
And that's kind of how I feel about Megan Thee Stallion. Like, what is she really doing? A+? Like, what? Name a Megan Thee Stallion song from 2020.
20?
I mean, the 20s.
Oh,
you know, like a banger. Like, the last 5 years.
Hot Girl Summer. What was that joint? Big Old Freak.
I mean, those are the I'm talking about the last 2 years of music. I feel like has been subpar. Now, Big O Freak, like all of the older stuff, yeah. But for me, the biggest problem for me with some of Megan's stuff is the production, because it has her flow just sounding redundant at times. And I think with her voice, especially as her voice is the staccato in some things, and it can act as a beat too, the way that she spits.
That's
I think
true.
sometimes the production that they put around her doesn't play into that and complement that, so it doesn't necessarily make a good song.
Well, considering all the whole Tory situation, maybe, her music kind of suffered. You know
I think
what I mean?
it did.
Maybe her mind wasn't all the way into doing music because, she got to go to court and deal with all that type of stuff. So
I don't know.
who knows?
Maybe.
Let her drop another album. We'll see.
We'll see. Listen, we got a caller on the line, Eric from Carson. He wants to weigh in on Loretta Devine. Eric, how are you this evening?
Hey, what's up, Jill and Yolanda?
Hello, Eric. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
I just want to say real quick that Loretta Devine starred on Broadway as Loretta Robinson in Dreamgirl 1981. And most have said you learn to hone your craft on Broadway. And so it wasn't until 1995 that she had her breakout role in Waiting to Exhale, which won her an NAACP Image Award.
Yes.
So I'll bring it home and land with this. Sheryl and Loretta are both divas. Everybody knows that. And it's interesting to me that she being Loretta, sees Dreamgirls as the role that should have defined what she was entitled to.
No. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. I said perhaps that is where these feelings are coming from.
Okay, I will have to agree with you that my interpretation from the little
clip
that you played was that she felt that she was a diva from that role on Broadway, because that was a big thing from what I understand back in the day, being on Broadway. But the role that made her a household name was the role in 1995 on Waiting to Exhale. So I'm kind of in line. I'll close, but I'm in line with Yolanda, and I appreciate her honesty. I've only met Loretta Devine indirectly. It was real insignificant one time, but I feel that it was exactly what Yolanda just said.
Oh, well, personal experience is personal experience. What can you do? Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into Ciara and Russ. And, is he publicly asking her about baby number 5? Is that wrong? Is it out of line? Is he playing in her face? We'll get into that.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're an African American mom who is pregnant or have a baby under 6 months old, you deserve care that lifts, listens, and lasts. Black Infant Health is for you. It's a free program with individual support, group sessions, and resources to start your mothering journey. BIH makes space for moms and their families to create community. Learn more about the programs in Los Angeles County. Check us out at blackinfanthealth.org.
When you turn to the Employment Development Department, we'll help you get there. Whether it's support for you and your family while you find a new job, or the resources to focus on your recovery after illness or injury, we can help you move forward. From support while you bond with your newborn, to helping serve your family while your partner serves our country. Your EDD. We'll help you get there. For more information, visit edd.ca.gov.
You have cancer. The 3 words no one wants to hear. Of the cancers that impact our community, lung cancer is the most dangerous. More people succumb to lung cancer than colon, breast, and prostate combined. Black men are 12% more likely to develop lung cancer, and cases for Black women are rising. Early detection and comprehensive treatment is the best way to beat this dreaded disease. Providence is a research leader in multi-cancer early detection, offering blood tests that identify fast-spreading cancers that don't show symptoms in early stages. The Providence Los Angeles Integrated Network Cancer Program determines best protocols for each patient, interacting with specialists who share experiences, perspectives, and new findings specific to each case. With over 1,000 board-certified physicians, including top oncologists, surgeons, radiologists, and nurse specialists, Providence delivers whole-person care that understands your culture, values, preferences, and priorities. So, if you hear the words "you have cancer," All you need is faithandprovidence.org/cancer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, you know how you commenters are, you social medians. That's not a word, but we're going to make it one. Listen, you know, Russell and Ciara, the prayer, the couple, it's been a decade, lots of children, right? And recently, like I mentioned, Ciara has a new album dropping. She's been doing interviews, going on tours, doing her thing, right? And so a clip surfaced of Ciara on stage. And after the performance, Russell, she was taking questions from the audience. So Russ got on the mic and was like, I want to know, when are we having baby number 5? Now, fans are divided. Some saw it as cute public love, right? Because we've been gushing over them as a couple. And, him always talking about he wants to put a baby in her. Loving things that you like to see in husbands and wives, still desiring one another publicly and feeling good about each other, right? But others felt that it was performative and maybe even a little pressuring, and that, maybe he doesn't like her because they feel as though every time she pops out with a project, he pops out and puts a baby in her. And I'm like, maybe that's just because she looks good and they have an active and healthy sex life. Maybe, perhaps, maybe. But fans are divided, and they felt like he might have been taking away her moment. I feel it's more about he probably is playing into what fans talk about so much, giving the fans more of what they seem to be enthralled with, right? But I don't know. Yolanda, what do you think? I should add, right, that they have 4 children, one being Ciara's from her prior relationship with Future. The most recent baby, Amora, little girl, was born in December of 2023. So
I think he wants another baby. I think he wants another son. And it's something about when she's pregnant that clearly he likes. He likes her pregnant. And he doesn't strike me as a jealous kind. He's been so helpful with her career. He bought her master's. He just did a lot of stuff for her. It seems like her career has gotten even better since she's been with him, to me, because she came out real big. Then she kind of faded a little bit, and now she's really, really big again to me. I saw her in concert. She was really good with Missy. It was a phenomenal performance. I wasn't, excited to see her. I'm not a big Ciara fan, but she was really, really, really good. She was amazingly good. So I feel like it's going well for them. So I don't have a problem with him asking her to have a baby. I think it's cute. I mean, she can say yes or no, but they have the resources.
She clearly said that's a private conversation, but I really think
she's got the snapback, yeah, and she got the snapper because she's snapping on him. So yeah, why not? I say go for it, girl.
I mean, it's cute. I guess fans are just being concerned or bored,
and we're not really used to really big families anymore like that.
That is true.
So people think if somebody has 3 kids, she got a lot of kids, but 3 kids was just like a normal family before.
That is true.
They have the resources, and they seem like they're really happy.
They definitely have the resources.
They seem really happy. They're always together. She's his biggest fan. Whatever team he goes to, she brings the kids. They got the jerseys on. It's just, I think, why not?
All right, so we have 2 more stories, right? We're going to fit these in here. One is a story that I've been talking about all week, but never ran. Andy, what?
I just wanted to highlight what you just said, Yolanda. I think that was deep. We are used to trauma.
That is facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Broken homes. So unfortunately, when we see something positive, we attach
Question
negativity.
it. We question it.
Yes.
Put negativity
Can't be
to it.
real.
Right? Could they really be this happy that he wants to be with his wife and
Crazy.
have another baby? Babies be crying and whatever. You know, they just like they love their kids.
Listen, even someone in the chat was like, think of the child support, Russell.
He
Why
don't
are we
plan
thinking
on
of the
breaking
child
up.
support?
He
You
don't plan
know?
on breaking up. He planning on being with his woman. This is it. He loves her. They are in love. You can tell. And I remember when they got together, they were like, "This is fake. This is a fake relationship."
Well, can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
I did feel that initially. Still do a little bit. Not fake, but I felt like they were, kind of put together. It was a strategic pairing.
Yes.
Right? That doesn't mean that it's fake, but there are so many relationships that started as we'll look good together and we'll get some attention.
Kind of like a PR stunt.
Right.
Okay.
And we'll push this line, we'll get it or whatever. I don't know if that's what they were, but that's what it felt like to me, because at the time, Ciara was coming off of the heels of a lot of heat about her involvement with Future. So
Poor Future.
And it felt like Russell was poised, right, on the beginning. Like, people knew, obviously, his leadership or whatever on the football field. But it felt like they saw that, the tides were changing and he needed a little more presence on the other side for brand things. But, it's a decade later now, and they're married and in love, and so,
And
maybe
maybe
we're wrong.
having baby number 5.
I mean, listen,
Go
if
see
they like it, I love it. I don't have a problem with it. I like that he loves her out loud. I like that they actively talk about prayer and God in their relationship, but not, to me, in an overbearing way, right? And so, Andy, Andy has something to add.
I guess, once again, you said it was just a feeling that you had. And I guess considering that they're married now, they've been married for some years, if we're talking business, right, do you see the benefit that occurred with them getting together?
Fact, absolutely.
Individually from
Absolutely.
Ciara and Russell Wilson. You guys
Absolutely.
do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What do you mean? Here's the thing. Together, they have gotten more attention than they would have gotten independently.
I feel like they got a lot more criticism.
They do, but with that, let's put it like this, right? Ciara, I feel like it's led to more business and branding opportunities. It's led to more opportunities for them to expand into other areas and cross.
Pause.
Yes.
I don't see any benefit branding wise from Russell Wilson. Like, I don't see any extra commercials.
No. So here's the thing. No, but he is, like, they've slid into some business things and opportunities that perhaps he would not have been in position to if not for their pairing and people wanting to be around them and that such. So when I say business, I mean overall, like, not just because we've shifted as far as, and I know it's not Wednesday, guys, but we're going to get all up in the business about strategy. We have shifted from athletes just being endorsers, just signing endorsement contracts, to being collaborators and partners, where there are equity partnerships, where you get shares in these companies and executive decision-making abilities, whereas before you were just signed for whatever time period you were signed, you get your cash and go. And now there are equity values which, keep paying you far after your contract is benefited. So I felt like he was opened up to some, not just because of Ciara alone, but them together and what that kind of presents as a brand.
Like, before, it's like Gatorade, is it in you? But now you may have a stake in the new beverage company and be ownership, and then when Coke buys it, then now you're gonna get $100
and they have
million.
a baby arm. So just like
Yes.
right now, Russ is doing I think it's a Kingsford charcoal commercial or something like that with his son in it, things of that nature. So, I mean, it positioned them differently. Okay, we're not going to get to it tonight, right? I promise tomorrow we're going to talk about Aisha Curry and what she had to say about Steph, and we'll get into Robyn Dixon versus K. Michelle. Well, we could do that really class. Robyn basically said, I don't know why they got Love and Hip Hop alumni coming over here. Yeah, she had her own audience and she's popping, but why are they bringing them to Real Housewives of ATL? I thought that represented something different. And you know, K. Michelle, her tongue is vicious. K. Michelle is going to clap back. And she told Robyn, while you on your couch selling your satin line baseball caps after you were dismissed, leave me be, child. Leave me be.
Speaking of K. Michelle, her country song is pretty good.
K. Michelle.
Jack Daniels. Have you heard Jack Daniels?
K. Michelle got country. You know, that's in her blood. And I respect her for it. We'll see where she goes with it. Listen, The Biased Opinion on Instagram. Check out Yolanda. You guys know where I am at Stiletto Jill. Back here tomorrow, same time, new tea. Facts, culture, and context as a sweetener. Coming up next, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow.
Happy birthday, niece.
Been around the block, all the different bars, 1,000 different drinks and 100 broken hearts. Sidewalk fights under neon lights, but something here's different. Something feels right. This kind of tipsy got me wondering what he's like. That number 7 is the only number I'm taking home tonight. 'Cause I've been let down like a bottle just collecting dust. And there's something that hits a little different when it comes to us. He keeps me warm, I keep him close, holding me down, and now I know. Jack Daniels, I'll be damned if he ain't the only man I trust. I'll be damned if he ain't the only man I trust. He ain't leaving in the morning. No, I keep him right by my bed, clothes scattered on the floor, and he's still buzzing up in my
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. All 4 suspects are in custody after Black Florida State University linebacker Ethan Pritchard